Aries rising. Today we're going to talk about Aries, and Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, and Aries is cardinal fire. So cardinal is about initiation, it's about new beginnings, starting something new, new chapters of life. And cardinal sign, usually we have Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. These 4 signs, they are cardinal signs, and usually they represent the start of the season. So that's why cardinal signs, they usually represents new beginnings, new cycles. And the fire element is exciting, enthusiastic, and confident, passionate. This is why Aries is known for exciting, passionate, confident, pioneering, and it represents creating something new, new chapters of life. In the ancient time, the new year actually starts when Sun enters into Aries. It represents the new cycle, the new year's cycle starts. It's also the spring equinox. And people in the ancient time, they usually celebrate the new year actually during this time instead of 1st of January. And because Sun enters into the new path from Earth perspective, because Earth is actually revolving around the Sun, not the other way around. But from the people, from the Earth, when we look out to the sky, to the galaxy, it seems like Sun enters into a new path. So when Sun enters into a new path, it brings a lot of new energy to Earth as well. So that's why you feel like a lot of freshness and new beginnings. Everything is happening during the equinox, and everything seems like going forward. So that also represents the energy of Aries. So instead of writing your New Year's resolution on 1st of January, you can start to apply, to plant your seeds during equinox when the Sun enters into Aries. And we all have 12 signs in our birth charts, and 12 different houses that represent 12 different areas of life. So wherever Aries sits in your horoscope, that area of life represents more courage and passionate. You're passionate about that area of life. For example, if you have Aries in your second house represents your accumulated wealth, savings, financial situation. So you'll be more passionate about seeing the savings number going up, and you'll be passionate about knowing more ways to create resources and financial chances. And for example, if Aries sits in the 9th house for Leo rising, 9th house represents spirituality, religion, philosophical point of view, and also travel. So for Leo rising, they feel passionate about learning about different cultures, different philosophy, and also spiritual subjects. They can be really excited about traveling around the world, traveling to foreign countries. So it really depends like where Aries sits in your birth chart, and like you can have this newborn exciting energy towards that subject. And Aries is cardinal fire, and fire element is about passion, enthusiasm, inspiration. So all fire signs, they are very inspirational. They can become inspirational figures in their own ways. Like for Aries, they inspire people with their confidence. For Leo, they inspire people with their nobility, integrity. And Sagittarius, they inspire people with their vision, their high ideals. So all fire signs, they are very warm, they are very inspiring others. But fire elements needs wood to sustain, to keep going. So if there's a lack of earth or fixed energy in the birth chart, or if the energy of Aries is afflicted, that means if there's some malefic planet sitting in Aries and it's influencing Aries, such people, they can start a lot of things. They can start a lot of new things because Aries is about starting new things. So they can start a lot of new things but fail to complete them. And cardinal energy is about new beginnings, new chapters, and changes. So Aries rising or strong Aries people, like you have multiple planets in Aries, that makes you you have a very strong Aries energy in your horoscope, in your birth chart. So strong Aries people, they will inevitably have a lot of new beginnings, changes, and surprises in their lives. For example, they can have a new relationship in their 60s, or maybe they relocate somewhere else in their 70s. And so their lives are full of surprises, and they will never be flat. And in fact, because Aries is the first zodiac sign, so it's about exciting, pioneering, and changing. It's not their destiny to have a fixed and predictable lifestyle. So if you're Aries rising, and if you live in a life that's predictable, living the routines with no changes, no newness, no freshness, it feels like the fire being put out by buckets of ice water. So for Aries, you can also make some conscious changes in your life. It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be relocate. It doesn't have to be move house. It doesn't have to be like that. Small changes is also fine, because you need to bring the freshness, the newness into your environment. And we all have 12 signs in our horoscope. So whatever Aries sits in your horoscope, you can also bring some newness, excitement into that area of life. For example, Libra rising people, Aries sits in your 7th house. So 7th house rules relationship, bargaining, negotiation, any one-on-one relationship. So it can be the relationship with your sister, relationship with your business partner. For example, if it's with your romantic partner, you can consciously do something new, explore new activities with your partner, so you can bring some newness and freshness into your relationship. But if it's with your business partner, the ruler of Aries is Mars, and Mars is like a commander going out and conquesting things. You can also go out and explore more business possibilities, ventures, and also clients to find the opportunity to expand and to grow. So it really depends like where Aries sits in your horoscope. You can bring some newness and freshness into that area of life. The symbol of Aries is the ram. And wherever ram goes, it actually eats out all the grasses. It pulls out all the grasses and eats all of it. So nothing grows again. So it feels like the fire, because Aries is the fire sign, it feels like the fire passes the field and nothing left and alive. So you can imagine that the energy of Aries is it's outbursting and it burns out quickly. So for unhealthy Aries energy, they can start a lot of new things and the energy doesn't sustain long. It burns out quickly. And psychologically speaking, from the birth chart's point of view, Aries is actually the first zodiac sign. So it rules the head. And when women give birth to babies, the head actually comes out first. So the head represents the new beginning. The head, it is the foundation, symbolically speaking. Of course, heart and also other body parts are also very important, but the head comes out first. So that represents the foundation. And it is the head that lays out the foundation of starting things. And also our brain located in the head. So the capacity of the brain is what we human beings depend on more than anything else. Because this is also where the intelligence resides. And this is where our intelligence can manifest through. And with that concept, Aries is actually very important. Symbolically speaking, it's very important in the birth charts because that represents the foundation. And if you have like good planets, gentle planets, helpful planets supporting your Aries energy, it helps you to set a healthy foundation, start something successfully. It gives you the head start where you can build the rest of your life upon the foundation. And the energy of Aries can be quite healthy and strong as well. So they can still start a lot of new things, but they also have the power to sustain, to have the things that they start to follow through. But on the other hand, if you have a cruel planets in Aries or the enemy of Aries, for example, like Saturn sits in Aries, that affects the energy of Aries. And Saturn is the planets that is associated with misery, negativity, and also sorrow. So imagine, because Aries rules the head, your brain. The brain is associated with negativity, sorrow, and misery the whole time. And how you're going to build the life is actually also based on the foundation of misery, negativity, and sorrow. If you have afflicted Aries energy, you also need to work on your head, like get your head straight, because that's the foundation. And everything else will work out from that. And Aries is cardinal fire that we mentioned, and cardinal is very strong because cardinal is the season starts. So when we start something, we need a lot of energy to start something. For example, like lighting a fighter, you need the friction and also the power to start the light or to start the stove. you need a lot of power. So cardinal energy is very strong. So is Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. The four of them, they are cardinal signs. So that's why Aries, they can also be known as strong, intense, and pioneering. And Aries, as the first zodiac sign, they love to be the first. They want to be the number one of everything, so very competitive. And they are very ambitious. When they see something they want, they will take it. They will take actions towards that. And they are very passionate. They are very independent, pioneering, that they inspire others with their confidence. They're honest, they're very direct. They don't play mind games, so it's actually a good thing that you can make friends with them or do business with them. So because they don't play mind games, they are very direct and sometimes a little bit too naive. And Aries rising or strong Aries energy people, they are incredibly strong, resilient, and brave. They can actually rise to challenges and also obstacles. They just face the obstacles head on. They don't just look away. And they are not afraid of confronting others. They stand up for themselves. They fight for themselves. But the downside is that they can be too much egoistical, and also too much self-centered, because it's all about me, me, me. I want this, I want that now. Because Aries want things like now, now, now. So they can sometimes a little bit too impatient. So practice patience is very important for Aries, because you can't get things immediately and also the way you want it. Otherwise, it can create a lot of frustration for Aries. So patience is very important for Aries to cultivate. And they can be quite quick-tempered. So temper comes and goes quickly. Sometimes they can be quite childish, because that's the newborn energy. Childish and too much excitement about new things, but not necessarily have this power to maintain and follow through. And they can be quite impulsive, reckless. They actually take actions before thinking it through. So there's a lack of planning and strategy. But Aries, they are natural leaders, because the ruler of Aries is Mars. And Mars is like a commander, general in the army setting. They take charges of others. And they have this strong leadership, which can help them to be a winner in different aspects of life, if they master this energy properly. And Aries, they can be quite opinionated. They stick to their opinions and very rarely welcome other people's suggestions and opinions. They don't listen to others. So when you work with them, it's like my way or the highway. And they prefer to do things in their own ways rather than listening or taking orders from others. They are not team players. They are not doing good in a team setting. Because when you are a team player, your action is actually held by other people's decisions. And sometimes, because Aries is very quick, the energy is very penetrating and want things now. So if their actions are being held by other people, they feel frustrated. So that's why it's best for them to have their own business, since they have this leadership. And also they are natural entrepreneurs. So having their own business is actually one of the options. So they don't have to listen to other people. They can also do things in their own ways. Aries ruled by Mars, and Mars is about taking actions, going out there and getting things done. So for Aries, it's not like they're gonna sit at home and waiting for the opportunities to knock on the door. They actually go out and make their own destiny. And Mars is the god of war. It rules action taking and also desires. So when Mars wants something, it takes actions. But it doesn't mean he always gets what he wants, because sometimes his actions can lead to failure. Because sometimes the people, they can reject them. For example, if they like some girls, they take actions, but the girls might say no to them. And so that's why Aries, when they get rejected or when their ego gets hurt by rejection or failure, the ego can be quite sensitive. So it's quite interesting to see that like Aries is very strong, but sometimes they can also have a very sensitive ego. And Aries is very active and rules, it's about doing, performing, taking actions, body actions and movements, and it's about hunting like in ancient time. So it's best for Aries rising or strong Aries people. They can do some exercise and do some dancing to release the energy and also to do the movement. And Aries rules the head, like we said, and everything that's back of the hairline, also the forehead. These areas are ruled by Aries, and also what's inside the brain. So, for example, like pituitary gland, pineal gland, hypothalamus. So these three areas, they govern our hormone systems, which is very important. So that's why if you have Aries problem, if you have afflicted Aries energy, you really need to sort out the head. And Aries also rules the color red and black and white, because Aries is very black and white. There's no gray area. So black and white, we can consider these two colors are also ruled by Aries. And Aries' style is very bold and brave and trendy. They like trendy and colorful clothes. They also like hats because he rules the head. They also like the trendy haircut, hairstyle. So Aries rising or strong Aries people, if you want to channel some Aries energy into your life, if you feel like your life is very dull, nothing changes, you can also put on some hats, change the color of your hair, to bring some freshness and newness into your life. So that's everything I have for you about Aries. I hope that helps you to understand Aries a little bit more. Sat Nam.